guys, I'm going to share my screen. Thank you for that. Let's do a little screen share. And let's do my screen and hit share. All right, and away we go. Guys, not all computers are the same, and I wanted to kind of share with you this little story for a second. This is actually a true story. Let's just say that you're tasked with buying 500 new computers, 500 new laptop computers. It's time for a refresh. And you look at these two computers side by side as you're viewing them online, and if they both cost the same, you say to yourself, you know what? We're not looking to spend a lot of money here. They both cost the same. Clearly, the computer on the right is better because it has more memory, better specs, and you go ahead and you make the purchase. Well, if you don't look at the fine print, this could be a horrible, terrible mistake. The computer on the right, as you guys know, is not even capable of getting onto a 5 gigahertz network. And it's not just that. This is maybe a bit of an extreme example. Although this data is out there today, you can still buy computers with BGN adapters in it. I think it should be outlawed, by the way. Nevertheless, they do provide them. It's how they keep costs down. The point is that it could be that you buy a lot of computers and that lot is, they all have Intel adapters. And then you buy another lot of computers, same make and model, but now they have Qualcomm adapters, Realtek adapters. The point is that those adapters and the software or drivers that govern them are going to do all of that interpretation according to however they want to. And that is going to determine how different devices behave differently on your Wi-Fi networks. What we like to say here at 7SIGNAL is you can't tell a Wi-Fi device what to do. It's going to do whatever it wants. All right, let me illustrate. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into our Mobileye system here. And most importantly, you want to be able to measure and monitor. How do you do that? One way that you can do that is by bringing up a report or a chart like this. This is where we're actually taking a look at the make, the model, the adapter, the driver version. As you can see here, we have these Intel Wi-Fi adapters. Okay, and then we have all of these different versions. Which ones perform well? Which ones perform poorly? Who knows? 7SIGNAL knows because we're able to actually distill and analyze this information to make those determinations for you. Who is this poor person right here with this bad configuration? Just click and we'll find out who it is. There it is. There it is. It's this device. Who is that person with that device? Aha, it's Laurent. Laurent is having a bad Wi-Fi experience. And I can see the roaming issues, for example, which are heavily controlled by the, which are definitely governed by the Wi-Fi adapter and driver. It's the adapter that's going to look around and determine, you know what, I'm comfortable where I am, or I see better options. I think I'm going to roam to something better. Here's a perfect example of that right here. You see this? Let me mouse over this for you. Here's an example of a device connected at -85 when there's a perfectly good access point right over their head at -66. Can you go to the Wi-Fi network guy and say, hey, make a change? No. The network is designed properly. There's an access point right over your head. You see that little blue dot in the ceiling? Okay. Here's the problem. You're not connected to it because your device made a poor decision. Now, what I do is I come over here and I can get the more information about that right here in order to see what adapter and version of driver they have, or I can run a report. So let's go to reports and let's run our client adapters experience report. And when we do that, we can clearly see which versions of adapter and driver are in my environment. Oh boy, is there a lot of variation. I've got 22.200, 22.50, 22.30. It goes on and on. 22.120, 22.170. And these are all the Intel adapter. And I've got all of these different versions. How would you know in your environment which ones are problematic and which ones aren't unless you were monitoring and measuring accordingly? Oh, and lo and behold, the top two with poor roaming performance are Apple devices. Is that Apple's fault? I don't know. Maybe. Apple designs their computers to work a certain way in certain environments. Arguably the best consumer device in the entire world, the MacBook is. Does that mean that it was designed to work on your Wi-Fi network that was maybe designed to have certain transmit power and have certain sizes of cells so that the majority of your clients, which are on Windows, roam properly in between those access points and those? The point is that it's very difficult to design one Wi-Fi network that can accommodate all of these different types of devices. Apple and Windows, that's what we're seeing today. You got Apple people complaining, hey, you know, what's going on here? It's like, well, it's your device that's making those decisions. And because we have this notion that Apple doesn't make poor decisions, you know, sometimes it's hard for people to understand. And we have to use data in order to help them understand. And that's what we're looking at here. Let me show you one more. Well, actually, you know what? It's going to take me a while to log into that other site. I don't have it queued up now that my computer crashed. So I think we're going to call it a wrap right there. So there you have it, guys. That's what I had for you today. Devices are going to do whatever they want. Keep an eye on your devices. Don't overlook those decisions. Get involved in the decisions for those people who are making device purchases. They might be making poor decisions. You could be a hero in terms of understanding and identifying where the weak spots are and then making better recommendations accordingly. So there you have it. And I just wanted to remind you all out there that while you and me, we can't see or hear Wi-Fi, but 7Signal can. Thanks for joining us, everybody.